Hello and welcome to Miko Microlearning. This is John Miko, and this is the 11th video in the dynamic array series and the third one on Xlookup. In video 9, we covered Xlookup with exact matches. Video 10, we did Xlookup with approximate matches. But in video 11, we're going to make it a little bit more advanced, and we're going to do an Xlookup with multiple fields. So instead of matching on one field, we're going to do two fields. And I'm going to show you two methods to do that. One is going to be using concatenation, and the other is going to be using something called a Boolean mask. We've covered all of these so far, and this is the third Xlookup video, and then we're going to move on to another topic. So let's take a look what we have here. Okay, so we have a employee table, and we have the category of the employee, but we also have a plan. Okay, so we have category A employees that were pre-merger, and we have category A employees that were post-merger. And basically, because we've grandfathered some, we need to use both of those fields. We need to say category A pre-merger got 10 vacation days, 3 personal days, but category A employees post-merger, hired after the merger, got 6 vacation days and 5 personal days. So what I'm saying is we can't just match on category here. We need to match on both category and the plan. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different ways to do that. The first one is concatenation. So basically what that means is I'm going to take the two key fields, category and plan, and concatenate them together using the ampersand symbol in both the lookup value and the lookup array. Okay, that's the first way. So let's do this. We're going to put in here Xlookup. And instead of me just putting in category, I'm going to put category concatenated with plan. So the category starts in B11 and goes through B24. I'm going to concatenate to that, attach to it, the plan, which goes from C11 through C24. Okay, so that's going to be, give me basically 14 lookups. Okay, comma. Now my lookup array, I have to concatenate as well. Okay, so I know that my category is in L. So I'm going to say L11 here through L18. And I'm going to ampersand that with the plan, which is in H11 through H18. And because it goes category plan in the lookup value, it needs to be category plan in the lookup array. Now, what do I want to return? I want to return vacation days. So that's J11 through J18. I'm not going to put any kind of optional arguments. I'm going to hit enter and voila, it works. A pre-merger, 10 days. B post-merger, let's see, B post-merger is also 10 days. And it looks like C post-merger is 4 days. Okay, so basically, that function concatenated the two lookup values together and the lookup array and built what we call like a combo key, if you will. That's one way. The other way is called a Boolean mask. So basically, when something evaluates to true, behind the scenes, it gets a 1. So we're going to take advantage of that by multiplying two things together. And if both of them are true, 1 times 1 will give us a 1. Which evaluates the true. Either of them are false, there'll be 0. 1 times 0 is 0, which will evaluate the false. I know that probably wasn't very clear, but let's do it. Okay, so we want to do the same thing here with personal days. Now, we're not going to be able to enter it as an array. We're not going to be able to do B11 the whole way down to B18, but we're going to use something called a Boolean mask here. So I'm going to go to B11, and I'm going to say equal Xlookup, and the lookup value, this is kind of strange, but it's going to be 1. So the lookup array has to evaluate to 1 for me to return something. Okay. So I'm going to say comma, and I'm going to open parenthesis, and I'm going to say B11, which is that category, has to be equal to L11 through L18, right? So it has to match that category. Okay. Times, as well, the plan, C11, has to match what's in H11 through H18. And notice I put those in parentheses. So what will happen is it'll evaluate this. If it's equal to 1, like true, okay, it'll multiply it. And hopefully this is equal to 1. It'll multiply 1 times 1 is equal to 1. It'll match and it'll return that value, okay? So I think I have everything right here. Now the return value is just going to be the same thing. Well, actually, it's going to be K11 through K18. That's what I'm interested in now. And I'm going to hit enter and let's see if it worked. Kala is category A. She's pre-merger. So category A pre-merger is 3 personal vacation days. Before I drag this down, I'm going to make my ranges here absolute. So I'm going to absolute the H11, H18, the L11, L18, and the K through K18. And then I'm going to drag that down and looks all great. Okay, so that's a Boolean mask, right? So taking advantage of the fact that it evaluates the true, it's a 1, and the only way that we multiply 2 things together, it can become a 1 or true, is if both are true, okay? So the solution is here, if you wanted to follow along. I'm going to do another use case here. So I have this sales detail table over here. It has a whole bunch of information. And I could do a lookup by order ID, which is unique. And maybe I want to do a lookup, though, by customer name. Okay, we have a customer number here, customer name, I guess it is, and the sales value. So customer 10632 has many different transactions, but maybe I want to find the one that was $10.92. So I want to match based on both the customer number and the sales amount. So because this is using a numeric, I'm going to use a Boolean lookup here. Okay. And I have my customer number here. It's a drop down so I can go to other customers, but I'm going to leave it at that one. And I'm going to put it in my A14 here. I'm going to say Xlookup. And this works really well with tables. And I'm going to say, okay, 1. So what are the things that have to be multiplied together and match? Well, the customer number in B10 has to equal sales detail, and I'm looking for the customer name. I guess it's customer name multiplied, right? They have to be equal to 1. And now I'm going to say B11, sales amount has to equal to sales detail. And we're going to look at the sales amount. So multiplied together means both of them have to be true, comma, the lookup array. I'm going to return the whole table, right? Or the whole matching row. So I'm going to say sales table. And I don't need the if not found at this point. I'm just enter. And like you see, I now have 5,379. That is the row ID, the order ID. That's for that customer, for that amount. Let's see if we have another one. So this customer has $10.92. Let's see if we can find the 111.61. That would be this row ID. So let's do that. Let's change that amount over here to $111.61. And just like that, it finds that one. So I have 2 keys here. I'm using a Boolean mask to put them together, matching them. The only time they equal 1 is when I multiply them together, is if they're both true. That's why the lookup value is 1 in a Boolean mask. So this is a little bit more advanced, but I hope you enjoyed it. I think there's many use cases for this, but always, refer to examples like this example when you have to do it in real life. I'm not sure what video I'm going to do next. I'll have to look at the range. I'm tempted to do filter, but that's a really powerful one. So I might save that for the grand finale. So take care, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Bye.